Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to another episode of our WWE 2K16 Universe Mode. And this is our next episode of Smackdown. It's a little bit late, not too late though, hopefully, compared to what it normally is. It's normally delivered on Friday, but I think this will probably be delivered in the early hours of Saturday morning. So we're catching up now, we are catching up. As I mentioned yesterday on Thunder, or a few hours ago on Thunder, shall I say, I have set up a Twitter poll, which I'm asking you guys to go over and just have a little decision to make on what you would prefer for me to continue doing. Would you prefer me to continue doing this universe mode? But of course we are going to be merging Raw with Smackdown and Nitro with Thunder to make just two brands. Or would you prefer me to finish this one off at the next set of pay-per-views and then we will start a brand new universe mode based on the real rosters that were drafted a few days ago in the draft. And of course we will bring back NXT as well, so we'll have Raw, Smackdown and NXT. So that is going to be over on Twitter, that poll, and there is a link in the description below to my Twitter page. And while you're over there, why not follow me as well? That'd be great. I'd like that. I really would like that. So enough about that. Let's have a look at tonight's card. And this is a cracking card. It really is. We're going to watch 4 matches tonight. We're going to start things off with Seth Rollins taking on Johnny Gargano. Now, if my memory serves me right, it's been a couple of weeks since I've recorded an episode of Smackdown, but I believe Seth Rollins is the current Intercontinental Champion. So that'd be pretty cool. Then we've got Paige taking on Summer Rae. Then Rikishi taking on Tyson Kidd. Then we've got the Club, Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows taking on Pretty Perfect and Dashing's Tyler Breeze and Ty Dillinger. Tommaso Ciampa takes on Mr. Perfect. And this is a match that the game has created this match. I've not booked this one myself. The game made this match. The only thing I've changed is I've made it a full count anyway rather than just a normal Fatal 4-Way. That's the only thing I've changed, and that is a cracking match. Zack Sabre Jr., Matt Sydal, Ricochet, and Kota Ibushi. What an amazing match that is. And then our main event is going to be The Rock versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. So you can probably guess the 4 matches we are going to watch. We're going to skip this one. A win for Summer Rae over Paige. Massive win for Summer Rae. Match number 3, Ricochet versus Tyson. Rikishi loses to Tyson Kidd. Tommaso Ciampa, Mr. Perfect, was a win for Tommaso Ciampa. Doing fantastically well, Ciampa, and we're going to have to try and find something to give him as a reward. I'm thinking maybe an Intercontinental Championship match in the future could be what he gets. But yeah, we've got 4 matches left to watch. We have got Seth Rollins versus Johnny Gargano, The Club versus Pretty Dashing and Pretty Perfect and Dashing, that's the one. And we've got the Fatal 4-Way, Full Count Anywhere, and of course Rock versus Austin. So without further ado, let's get into our opening match of the evening. So here is the opening match. It is going to be Seth Rollins, the Intercontinental Champion, taking on Johnny Gargano 1-on-1. Of course, Seth is currently in a feud with AJ Styles for that championship. I wonder whether Styles might make an appearance here. And here we go, Las Vegas, Nevada. And here comes the entrance for Seth Rollins, a man who I am fairly sure, in my own mind, is going to win the WWE Championship at Battleground this weekend. I'm pretty sure, in my mind, I can't see any other result. I just can't see WWE allowing Roman Reigns to win the belt back after coming back from his drug suspension. And I can't see the championship being, the flagship championship being on Smackdown when Raw is the flagship show. That's why I'm just assuming that we are going to see Seth Rollins walk out of Battleground with the championship. I think for me it only really makes sense. And then from that, of course, we'll probably end up with Dean Ambrose, or maybe Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, or Cena might get involved as well, all fighting it out for that new World Heavyweight Championship on SmackDown fairly soon. That's how I expect it to happen anyway. I could be completely wrong. But yeah, and another thing that's going to be interesting with Battleground is going to be the United States and the Intercontinental Championships. I think the Intercontinental Championship currently held by The Miz is on SmackDown at the moment. But Darren Young, who is on Raw, is fighting off for that belt at Battleground. And then Rusev, who is currently on Raw, has the United States Championship, and he's going to be successfully defending that belt. Not successfully. He's going to be defending that belt against Zack Ryder at Battleground. So for me, either both belts are going to have to be successfully defended, or both belts are going to have to be changing hands. Otherwise, you're going to end up with both those belts on one show. So you've got to do either one or the other. Either Miz and Rusev retain, or Zack Ryder and Darren Young become new champions. That's the only way for me it can work. I wouldn't imagine both belts would be on one show. Rumour has it as well that Smackdown very, very soon are going to regain the talents of Rhino. And the one that really sort of excited me a little bit was I forgot his name. Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins was a man who never really lit the world on fire while he was in the WWE, which is why he was released. But he's gone away and he's made himself into a pretty damn good wrestler out on the indie scene as Brian Myers. And it looks like WWE have took that to mind, and they look like they're going to be bringing him back in, which I think is a pretty good move. And it wouldn't surprise me if we start to see quite a few more of these in the future as well. I think guys like EC3, guys like Drew Galloway, I think now with the roster split we'll start to see some of those come back, and I'm hoping Cody Rhodes and Damien Sandow will probably be in the next year or so. Well, I just got a feeling that Cody Rhodes has been out there into the world. He's going to complete a lot of the things that he wants to do. He's going to wrestle at Battle of Los Angeles. He's going to wrestle against some of the guys that he really wants to face off against. And then hopefully he will come back. And I think it's a shame that himself and Sandow left when they did, because I think they would have been such good assets at the moment with the draft split, just to give a bit more depth to the roster, because there's not a lot of guys on SmackDown because of the whole 2-to-3 ratio of draft picks that Raw had over SmackDown. I know that's to fill up the extra hour slot they have. It sort of gave SmackDown quite a small roster. So SmackDown have got 40% of the guys, where Raw's taken 60%. So I think SmackDown's got quite a small roster, so they'll have to try and beef it up as much as they can. But I would imagine after the next NXT TakeOver, which is SummerSlam weekend, I believe, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, I believe we'll see maybe one or two more move up to the main roster. And I think with the Cruiserweight Classic, I think Raw is going to be taking on a lot of extra Cruiserweight wrestlers over the next few months. But again, rumour has it that the very first Cruiserweight Classic winner is going to be gifted with the new Cruiserweight Championship, which would be pretty cool. It would also be a complete rip-off of what we've already done on this channel. I think they watch our channel, you know. I think the WWE are watching our channel, and they're picking up the ideas that we're coming up with. Because obviously that's what we did. We made the first Cruiserweight champion was the winner of the Cruiserweight Classic in Kushida, and it looks like WWE have got the same idea, which I think would be a good thing. And rumour has it, I know I'm saying rumour has it quite a lot at the moment, but rumour has it over the last few days as well that WWE have offered contracts to Grand Metallic and Kota Ibushi. I believe the Kota Ibushi one might already be confirmed, or not necessarily confirmed, but agreed as such, because Kota Ibushi was the only one of the Cruiserweight Classic guys to get a singles match in the set of NXT tapings as well, so that's pretty cool. Also rumoured that Zack Sabre Jr., Jack Gallagher, Akira Tozawa, Cedric Alexander, as well as a few others, are going to be offered contracts very, very soon as well from that Cruiserweight Classic. And I must admit, so far, out of the 2 weeks of episodes that have been released on the network, they've all been fantastic matches. I've not been disappointed once so far, so I'm very, very happy. Great powerbomb there by Johnny Gargano, and Seth Rollins' neck clipped that top rope, and that could be a very, very dangerous move. Gargano in with the pin. Is it going to be enough to get him the 3 count over the Intercontinental Champion? It's not. It's only a 2 count. So yeah, I'm interested to see what does happen in the future. I think we could see a few more guys move up from NXT after that NXT takeover, as Gargano locking in the Gargano escape. But it's not enough to finish Seth Rollins off, mainly because it's a submission finisher and they never seem to work, do they? Gargano himself, well, Gargano and Ciampa, both over the last week or so, because I've I say I'm friends with them both on Facebook. It's not really, you can't really be friends with these guys on Facebook, and you just followers as such. But both of them released statements this weekend saying that they are booking their last set of indie dates over August, which to me would mean that they're both going to get finally permanent contracts with the WWE, which I think is about time. They've been working with them now for about 18 months or so on tapings and stuff like that, and I believe they've also got a tag team championship match coming up at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I might be wrong, but I think that might be the case. So it'd be great to see that. We're also pretty much sure that Tommy End is going to be signed as well. We did think it was going to be Moose as well, but Moose has joined TNA. I think there was something to do with some legal issues in Moose's past, I believe. I read somewhere. Something to do with Moose had been accused in the past of domestic assault or something like that. So WWE really want to try and stay away from stuff like that with the bad the bad news that they've had in the past, or the bad I've forgotten the words now. Publicity they've had recently with certain wrestlers. So I think they want to stay away from things like that. But anyway, I still think it's going to be a hell of a set of signings. If we're going to see like Ibushi, we've got Bobby Roode being signed up soon as well. Seth Rollins launching Johnny Gargano up into the air, brings him down into a pedigree, and surely now that's going to be enough for Seth to pick up the victory over Johnny Gargano. And it is a great win here for Seth Rollins. And he'll be hoping that AJ Styles is backstage watching that, sending a message to AJ. Oh, and talking of AJ, here he is. And AJ sending a message to Seth himself. AJ wants that Intercontinental Championship. Of course, he did win the #1 contendership match last week, so he is warranted that match. I think it's going to be a Battleground, or might be the week before, depending on how our Twitter poll runs. But yeah, interesting. That's going to be a fantastic match, that Seth Rollins versus AJ Styles for the Intercontinental Championship. And here is a rivalry result as well from that one. AJ Styles has stepped up to issue a challenge to the champion Seth Rollins. So Seth, look at that. 3 momentum and 5 hot streaks. Seth, my God. Wow. There's no way anyone's beaten Seth Rollins at this rate, is there? I've never seen such status effects on someone. Johnny Gargano's on a cold streak now due to successive losses, so there couldn't be much more difference between the two, could there really? Match number 2 of the evening is going to be the club, Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson, the current tag team champions, taking on the tag team of Tyler Breeze and Ty Dillinger from Pretty Perfect and Dashing. And here we go. Still in Las Vegas, Nevada. And here comes the club, Doc Gallows and Karl Anderson, the current Smackdown tag team champions. We know the #1 contenders for these belts are American Alpha, and I'm sure the club will be looking for a dominant victory here this evening to show American Alpha exactly what they need to win. And to tell the truth, the club have been pretty dominant of recent. They struggled when they started in this universe mode, I must admit, and they lost the original tag team championship match on night number 1 of the universe mode against the Wyatt family. I think the Wyatt family then lost the belts to somebody or other. My memory is going to me now. And then, oh God, what a tag team these two guys are. I sort of thought this was going to actually be a tag team at some point. But evidently I was wrong. There was a photo shoot just before, a couple of weeks before WrestleMania, of Tyler Breeze, Cody Rhodes and Ty Dillinger. And that's where I got this idea of Pretty Perfect and Dashing from, but evidently that wasn't to be the case with Cody Rhodes leaving. Who knows, maybe Ty Dillinger and Tyler Breeze could still end up being a tag team together. Still be pretty good, I think. Pretty Imperfect, I think this would be pretty good. So Karl Anderson and Tyler Breeze in the ring. Karl Anderson, Doc Gallows got split up from AJ Styles in the draft. Again, a little bit of a strange one for me. I don't know whether they're planning to put Finn Balor with them. But if they do, that means Finn Balor's going to go heel. Something he's not done so far in WWE or in NXT at least. I'm not entirely sure if it would work either, because the fans are so behind Finn Balor. So I'm not sure if it would work or not, but there you go. I'm sure we'll see exactly what's going to happen on Monday, won't we? With the first episode of Raw. I can't wait for that. I really can't wait to see exactly what happens with these two new brands. Who's going to be feuding against each other? What we're going to be doing championship-wise. I'm going to assume, like I've already said, that Seth Rollins is going to walk out of Battleground with the WWE Championship. And then I'll probably assume that come SummerSlam, we will be fighting it out on Smackdown for a World Heavyweight Championship. I'm going to also assume that at Battleground, as I've already said, the United States Championship will end up on one show and the Intercontinental Championship will end up on the other show. And then I would also assume that so there's not a Women's Championship match, is there? So I would also assume that SmackDown are going to create their own Women's Championship as well. So at the end of it all, I would imagine we're going to have... I've said we would imagine a lot now, haven't I? I would imagine that we are going to have... we are going to have a Women's Championship and a Tag Team Championship on both shows, an Upper Mid-Card Championship, and a Main Event Championship as well. So that's what I'd imagine will probably happen. Again, I might be wrong. It just makes more sense to me that way. And of course, Raw is also looking to have the... Raw's also looking to have the Cruiserweight Championship as well. Sorry, I've just realised... I've just had pop up on my Twitter, because I always have it on my other computer while I'm recording these things. Mick Foley has just tweeted a new Raw logo, and I must admit, I like it. It looks quite retro. I like it. And SmackDown looks pretty cool as well, actually. Although I don't like the way they're calling it SmackDown Live. I know it is live, and that's one of the big things of what they've done, but I'd rather just see it as SmackDown rather than SmackDown Live. It looks pretty cool. I like both the new logos, and I wonder whether we're going to see new arena, or not new arenas as such, but new stages. There's rumour that we are going to have new pay-per-views, and each brand is going to have its own pay-per-view every month, apart from the big four. So I think this is really going to improve the WWE so much. I know a lot of people have been against the draft split, but for me, it means that I'm effectively going to have two separate wrestling companies to watch every single week, and that's the one thing I really like about the whole idea. Great tornado cutter there by Karl Anderson. Drop it into the pin. He did the whole 2 steps forward, 1 step back thing. Karl Anderson, big elbow to the forehead of Ty Dillinger. And now brings in Doc Gallows. Gallows a big right hand. Now sending Dillanger into the ropes. Takes him up top. What's he got planned here? Brings him down the hard way. Big powerbomb from the top rope. And Ty Dillinger is really struggling here. Ty Dillinger, it's going to amaze me, because I watched all of NXT, and it just amazed me where Ty Dillinger's actually come from. He was sort of a really unpopular guy, wasn't he? He was in that tag team with Jason Jordan. It never really worked, Dillinger and Jordan. And I was a bit annoyed when they split them up, because I thought they'd found a decent tag team. It just needed time, but evidently I was wrong, because Jason Jordan and Chad Gable, American Alpha, are an absolutely incredible tag team. One of the best things in WWE at the moment. And then old Ty Dillinger has really done well as a singles competitor, and from going from being virtually just laughed at when he first started as a singles competitor, now he's really over. And I think it was a bad idea for WWE and NXT to make Ty Dillinger the first opponent for oh god, what's his name? Andrade Cien Almas. Because For me, if you want to try and put somebody over on the debut, you don't take one of the most over guys in the roster to put him up against unless he's going to be a heel. But we'll see. Big stiff clothesline there by Doc Gallows into the pin. He goes on Tyler Breeze. And there's the 2 count. What an upset it would be if Tyler Breeze and Tyler Dillanger were to win this one. That'd be pretty incredible if you ask me. They'd really thrust themselves into the Tag Team Championship picture. Of course, American Alpha are the #1 contender, so they'd have to wait their turn. You see, Tyler Breeze almost getting a super kick in. Saito suplex as well by Doc Gallows. Gallows bringing Breeze back up to his feet, takes him up onto his shoulders. What's he got planned? Oh, massive gutbuster. Humongous gutbuster. Almost enough for a 3 count. You saw Karl Anderson came in and sent Ty Dillinger over the top rope, crashing to the ground below pretty hard. Doc Gallows now just pinching the shoulder blade, the rotator cuff of Tyler Breeze. A very, very painful move. Breeze is back up to his feet and Anderson brings him up at a big double-handed sit-out chokeslam. Surely that's going to be enough. And it is. Great work by Karl Anderson, catching Ty Dillinger with the neckbreaker. And that is enough to finish this match off. A great win here. Not any real surprise, but a great win here for the club. And I want to say it's dominant. It was pretty dominant. I think Pretty Perfect and Dashing had their opportunities, but it was never going to be enough to keep the club down. As much as American Alpha backstage might have been hoping that Pretty Perfect and Dashing could have pulled this one off, it was not to be the case. There was that spinning cutter there by Karl Anderson. Went in for the pin there, and it wasn't quite enough to keep him down. There you see Doc Gallows bringing Tyler Breeze back up to his feet. And this is that massive gutbuster. Just taking him up into a gorilla press, then dropping him across his knees. Such a painful move. And this was almost a 3 count as well. But you see Karl Anderson there just sending Ty Dillinger over the top rope. Getting confused with my ties all of a sudden now. And here you see Doc Gallows just picking Tyler Breeze up by the neck in a double-handed sit-out chokeslam. And again, Karl Anderson does a fantastic job of coming across and just taking Ty Dillinger out with that neckbreaker. And it is a good win here for the club. I think once a team, or once anyone in this game, starts to pick up a few victories, they become more and more dominant. And that's what I really like about this game. It just takes a while to get it up and running there. That's the problem. But if we are going to be dropping down to just 2 shows a week or 3 shows a week, then we'll probably be able to get through the shows quicker. Because just because we're doing 2 shows a week doesn't necessarily mean we'll do 2 shows a week, if that makes sense. If I've got enough time, we'll do 2 weeks worth in 1 week, if that makes sense. So we'll get through the whole thing a bit quicker. And here is the rivalry result. A little bit confusing, but there you go. Apparently American Alpha, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable have stepped up a challenge to the champions Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows. We didn't see anything happen there. There was no cutscene to initiate that, but whether the game's bugged out or I don't know, but there we go. Karl Anderson has now got a hot streak and he's on 4 momentum boosts. Doc Gallows is on a hot streak and 3 momentum boosts. I'm not quite sure why that's happened. Tyler Breeze and Tyler Dillanger, no change for them. But Karl Anderson and Doc Gallows now gaining more and more and more status effects, more momentum, which is just making them stronger and stronger as time goes on. And here is our next match, the incredible match of the game put together for us. We've got Matt Sydal, Zack Sabre Jr., Kota Ibushi and Ricochet in a fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere match. Oh, God, I almost fell asleep in there. Here we go. I think for you guys out there that have got this game and you're doing fatal 4-way matches with 4 created wrestlers, it's incredible how long the loading screens are. Oh my word. There we go. At least we'll cut all that out for you guys. First man in this match, of course, is going to be Sabre Jr. I believe he's going to be on next week's Global Cruiserweight Classic-y Championship thingy, whatever it's called. So that's pretty cool to see. That's one I'm really looking forward to seeing, as I'm sure a lot of you guys are as well. If you don't know much about Sabre Jr., make sure you watch next week's Global Cruiserweight Classic thingamajig. You will not be disappointed. He's absolutely incredible. And somebody I very much expect to be signed up by the WWE in the very, very near future. Alongside him, we have Kota Ibushi, somebody who is rumoured to have already signed a contract with the WWE. Not only just worked the Cruiserweight Classic, of course he was in episode number 1, but he has also worked the NXT tapings recently as well. He only got 1 match, but he's the only one of all the Cruiserweight Classic guys to get a match, so it would not surprise me whatsoever if he was fully signed up. He had an incredible match. That match. The thing is, I've seen quite a few, and I've sort of come into this with trying to come with an open mind, but at the same time, it's been a bit difficult because I know the guys I know, and I know how good they are, but I don't know some of the people they've been pitted against. There's obvious they're trying to push the stronger ones through to the next round, and this, that, and the other. But yeah, guys like Ibushi faced off against, was it Sean Maluda? And I was thinking to myself, Ibushi's very, very good, but I've not heard this other guy. He's just another Samoan. But he was incredible. He really was. And both guys in that match really made it into a fantastic match. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep my mind a bit more open now because some of the guys, like Damac from the other night, who faced up against TJ Perkins, was really good as well. And that, was it Mustafa Ali? I think that was his name. Who faced off against... Who did he face off against? Akira Tozawa, is that right? I can't remember now. But again, that was another fantastic match, and Mustafa Ali is a very good wrestler. So I think a lot of these guys will know that they're only brought in for the first and second rounds, but it's really got them in the eye of not just the WWE, but all the other promoters around the country as well, because I'm sure a lot of these guys will now be shipped around the world to promotions in England, selling him as Global Cruiserweight Classic, contestant and stuff like that. So that's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be great for all their careers. And this is a guy who I would assume in the next 12 months will sign with the WWE. Like I said earlier, was it earlier on or was it when I was... Oh, sorry, I recorded Thunder right before this, so I'm not sure where I am at the moment. But the WWE apparently want to sign this guy. However, because of his current contract state with Lucha Underground, he's not allowed to appear in any other American televisual or pay-per-view shows until his last appearance for Lucha Underground, which since they've only just finished season 2 and they've still got all of season 3 recorded, ready to be distributed. I think season 3's finale is due around about the end of February next year. It'll still be a pretty cool time to bring him in. I think Ricochet is actually one of the best cores we've got. He looks incredible, doesn't he? So this is going to be a fantastic match between these 4 real top-class, talented cruiserweights. All guys that came into this roster through our Cruiserweight Classic and now get an opportunity to show what they can do here on Smackdown. So we already know that, I believe it was Tyson Kidd. I can't remember off the top of my head. We already know that I think it's Tyson Kidd is going to get the first Cruiserweight Championship match, and that is going to be against the champion, of course, Kushida, in the very near future. So that should be pretty cool to watch that one. And of course, whoever wins this match is going to be pretty much right up there in the Cruiserweight division to get themselves an opportunity. As Kushida just using that baseball bat to great effect against Matt Sydal right in the face as Ricochet, great super kick into Sabre Jr. Now, Zack Sabre Jr. and Ricochet, two of my favourite wrestlers at the moment in the world. Well, in my mind, two of the best wrestlers in the world at the moment as well. And I was so happy to see last year in the Battle of Los Angeles, first round, Ricochet versus Zack Sabre Jr. was a first round match. So if you ever get a chance to watch that, then definitely do so. If you want to search for PWG on YouTube, they do really good videos of all of their shows. They do a little sort of like 5 or 6 minute video for each show with all the highlights, but without sort of telling you exactly who wins. It's definitely worth a watch because it just shows you how great the quality of wrestling is. Obviously, they pick up the best on the indie scene, and the Battle of Los Angeles for this year has already been announced. We've got Cody Rhodes in there. They've also booked Jushin Thunder Liger. You've got Zack Sabre Jr. in there again. You've got Mark Andrews. You've got Jack Gallagher as well. You've got Pentagon Jr. and Phoenix, I believe, are going to be in there as well. Some real top-class names. Jeff Cobb, who a lot of you probably won't know of too much, but he is currently the guy that's playing Matanza in Lucha Underground. We've got Brian Cage in there. It really is. If you check out my Twitter as well, I have retweeted all of the entrants on the Lucha Underground, on the Battle Los Angeles page, so you'll be able to see all of those on mine. And they've also started to announce a couple of the first round matches as well. All four guys now outside the ring together as Kota Ibushi using his kicking ability to do some damage to Ricochet, and Matt Sydal does break up the pin before it gets too dangerous. Big closer there by Zack Sabre Jr. taking two guys down, and now Zack looking for a surfboard style move. Does release it when he sees Ibushi and Sydal there. Zack now clubbing blow against the back. And a big knee to the gut of Ricochet. I can't wait to see Zack in the WWE ring next week. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and I hope they do sign him up. Dragon suplex there. Matt Sydal's got his back to it. Can't see what's going on. And Zack almost gets the free count. Ricochet kicked out. Matt Sydal, I'm not quite sure if he was going to get there in time or not. And Sydal eats a face full of ring poster. I'd be surprised if Sydal is not somebody who's looked to bring back, as well as maybe Justin Gabriel as well. Depends if both guys left the WWE on good terms, then when they bring back the Cruiserweight division over in Raw, then it would make sense to me for WWE to bring back guys like Matt Sydal and guys like PJ Black or Justin Gabriel, guys that are established in the WWE, guys that people are going to know, but are also a great fit for that division. That's another little botch with the game, I think. There, it's sort of okay, but yeah, the fact that both people pinned at the same time, and instead of counting, both pins just went null and void. It's a little bit annoying. And I really wish that I could still use the elimination. I used to love using elimination matches on 2K15. Great move there by Ricochet. Saw Kota Ibushi on the top rope and caught him with that big diving punch. Ricochet now went for the ace crusher, but Ibushi knocked him clear. Now Ricochet bringing Ibushi up onto the shoulders into a gutbuster. And a great senton as well by Ricochet. Ricochet is going up top. He loves to utilise the 680 senton as his finisher manoeuvre. Are we going to see it here? We are with a... No, it's a 450 with a rotation as well. Referee slowed down, but it could still be enough to... Sydal's not quick enough, but it's only a 2 count. Sydal now sending Ricochet into the corner. Zack back in the ring now, and Zack's got that baseball bat that Ibushi used to his advantage earlier on. Ibushi catching Zack with that brainbuster. Ricochet just showed off there with a backflip. As Sydal sends him over the top rope, and Kota, big boot to the side of the head of Zack Sabre Jr. That could be game, set, match there. He's into the pin. Sydal's not seen it. No, he does, but it's not... Oh, I was going to say he's not going to get there, but it doesn't matter as Zack kicked out. The hell of a match this has turned out to be here. Ricochet sending Sydal into the corner. Sydal with a boot to the face. Comes up behind Ricochet into a sort of basic Blue Thunder Bomb, I suppose. Almost enough of the free count. Kota Ibushi with a sit-out powerbomb. The move he used to actually win his Cruiserweight Classic match, and he could win here. Oh, God, that was close. Standing Spanish fly by Matt Sydal. And a standing moonsault as well. In for the pin he goes. Ibushi does notice and breaks up straight away. Ibushi sending Zack Sabre Jr. into the corner. All these guys now starting to struggle for energy, I think. Ibushi jumping over the top of Zack Sabre Jr. Comes back, ducks the clothesline. Catches him with a running clothesline of his own. Boot to the cross the shins there by Ibushi. Didn't quite hit it very well though. And Matt Sydal caught him with that Hurricanrana. Ricochet now sending Sydal over the top rope and crashing to the outside. Kota Ibushi leaves the ring as well. Zack Sabre Jr. catches Ricochet, dragon suplex onto that baseball bat. Oh God, Kota Ibushi just got there in time. I don't think Ricochet was getting up after that. Dragon suplex and the back of Ricochet's head landed on that baseball bat. Zack taking down Ibushi with that clothesline. There's that GTS Pele kick. Move there by Zack Sabre Jr. Zack's got his back to the action, doesn't quite know what's going on, but he does break the submission hold as soon as he sees the pin from Ricochet. Kota Ibushi with a sit-out powerbomb once again. So much action in this match, I can't keep up with it. Pin now by Ibushi, and that was enough. Kota Ibushi picks up the free count. Ricochet and Matt Sydal were locked in to a battle there, and I think it ended up with Ricochet getting the Northern Light suplex on Matt Sydal, and Kota Ibushi manages to pick up the free count. Wow, what a match that was. So much action. I really lost track of everything. Now, I don't want to limit any of the four guys in this match, and not limited to the Cruiserweight division. So I'm talking about whoever wins this match is going to be hoisted up the Cruiserweight division, but of course just the division in general. Intercontinental Championship is a possibility for these guys. Of course, should we continue on with what we've been doing, or whether we're going to go with the new rosters, it's completely up to you guys. Of course, there is that Twitter poll to fill out. Got another week or so to fill it out. We're going to I'll probably finish it probably next Friday, and we will make a decision there and then whether we're going to continue on with this roster or whether we're going to move to the newer rosters. Of course, if we do stick with these rosters, then Raw and Smackdown are going to merge into one brand, and that'd be pretty cool, I think. Just to mean we can reduce the amount of shows per week as well, because I would rather do 2 or 3 shows well than rushing through 4 shows, and because at the moment I've had problems over the past. I've forgotten to do certain matches that I promised I was going to do, and I'm losing track of who the champions are, and if it's just got too much going on, if we just reduce what we're doing, we can probably get through it a lot quicker. We won't be doing 2 brands, but we can probably do 2 shows of each brand a week just to get through it a lot quicker, I think. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. It's a good win here for Kota Ibushi. Of course, that if we do go to the new rosters, then Kota Ibushi, I probably would put straight into our NXT roster, but we'll wait and see what happens. And here is our main event. It is the SmackDown champion, The Rock, taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was a very short load, so I didn't even get a chance to speak in that one. So I didn't realise it, but because The Rock is the SmackDown champion, and The Rock is the Raw champion, and Battleground is Raw and SmackDown on the same show. Oh, I've just realised I didn't even know better now, yeah. Yeah, because of that, then it means The Rock is going to be obviously defending the championship both on Battleground. But if we were to stick with this roster, if we stick with this universe mode that we've got at the moment, we are going to merge the 2 brands. We were going to do champion versus champion at Battleground, to see who the dominant brand is going to be. That could end up being The Rock versus The Rock. The Rock current versus The Rock 90s. That'd be pretty cool. But we'll wait and see what happens. Wait and see what you guys have voted for. I feel like we've taken this one for 3 or 4 months now. It'd be nice to have a fresh start, something a bit new. But again, it's completely up to you guys what you would prefer to see. I think if we do stick with this roster with the merging, and we might have a little bit of a little drafty thingy-majig going on maybe as well. Maybe just freshen up. Well, won't need to probably have a draft because if we're merging the two brands together, we'll have a lot of freshness as it is. A lot of new guys that can go against each other. And here is the #1 contender for that SmackDown Championship. Of course, it is Stone Cold Steve Austin. And this is going to be a hell of a match, this one. Two of the best guys in the WWE have ever had to offer. You know what? Just seeing Austin's entrance, I really fancy a beer. That's just what Austin has, isn't it? Really. And here we go. Who is going to get first blood in this rivalry? Will it be Stone Cold Steve Austin? Will it be the SmackDown champion, The Rock? It's very important to get that bit of first blood, get that real bit of momentum going, get that mental edge over your opponent as well. Rock now sending Austin into the apron, bringing him back up to his feet and now into the ring steps as well, really using his entire environment to his advantage. Rock with a reverse suplex, dropping Austin flat on his face. Austin now with a neck breaker. Big clubbing blow to the back of Austin by The Rock. And a big clothesline as well. I wonder if we do merge the two rosters together, whether we could do some sort of stable involving The Rock with Roman Reigns and the Empire. It's possible. I don't know if it'll work. I think we'd probably just leave the... I think we'd probably stick with the other Rock and having a member of the Nation of Domination just to give him a stable behind him. That'll probably help him do a little bit better, maybe. Austin now bringing Rock into the middle of the ring, takes him up onto his shoulders, looking for some sort of a Celtic cross powerbomb there, a Razor's Edge. That snap suplex is what Austin has to settle for. As I've lost all feeling in my left arm. That's not good, is it? That's another one of the reasons why I'm cutting down on my episodes that I'm recording, is the fact that I've become very unhealthy since I started doing my YouTube channel, just because I've been recording every single night and editing every single night. I don't have a chance to go outside anymore, which is not a good thing. And I have put on quite a chunk of weight, so I'm thinking by cutting down my videos a little bit, I can spend a bit more time in the gym. Or playing Pokemon Go. I love Pokemon Go. It's incredible. Rock now with a pin. 1, 2. So enough for a 2 count. Austin kicks out. Oh, I've just clicked some buttons. No, it's alright. Just making sure I hadn't stopped the recording there. Austin now bringing Rock into another ring. Hooks his leg and there's a shin breaker. A move that I've seen on every single one of these 2K games. But I've never seen anyone hit a shin breaker in real life. Austin now just mounting the Rock with a punches to the head, using his brawling style to great avail here. He's in control of this match at the moment, and a Fez press, and again more right hands to the face of the Rock. Austin now into the pin. 1, 2. Again, it's only enough for a 2 count, but Austin in firm control of this match at the moment. If he can pull out a stunner, who knows? And we all know The Rock is the best man for selling that Stone Cold Stunner. He was incredible. But he might not get a chance to hit it, though. The Rock with the spine bust. We know he likes to follow that up with the People's Elbow. He removes the... Oh, what? Just what, game? What, really? Okay, well, the animation was he removed the other elbow pad, but there we go. Still, it's enough. People's Elbow drops into the pin. Is it going to be enough to keep Austin down? 1, 2... And no, Austin kicked out. Rock now reversed suplex on Stone Cold Steve Austin. Rock was so close to winning that match with the People's Elbow. What else has Rock got in his locker to use? A shoulder breaker. Again, another move I've never seen anyone use in real life before that one. The WWE are very, very basic with their moves, aren't they, really? When you start watching stuff like PWG, that's when you start to really struggle to commentate and stuff, because you've got no idea what half this stuff's called, because it's all made up. And Rock does get the freak out over Austin. And it is Rock who gets first blood in this feud. I think Austin dominated the match for quite some time, but then as soon as The Rock hit that People's Elbow, the match just turned really in his favour. One thing I'm also looking forward to with the new brands as well in WWE is the fact that we're going to have brand new commentary teams. Corey Graves is now going to be a main roster commentator, which is great. And Jerry the King Lawler has been demoted to After Show, which nobody ever watches anyway. JBL's on Smackdown now, rather than being on both, which is fantastic. Michael Cole is only going to be on one as well, which is fantastic. So we're not going to be stuck with Michael Cole on 2 shows a week. Fantastic. I'm really happy about that, actually. Because the commentary team is something that's really, really destroyed wrestling for me over the last year or so. I can't stand JBL. Michael Cole does my heading as well. Jerry King Lawler, in the early 2000s and late 90s, Jerry the King Lawler was a fantastic commentator. He was so good at what he did, but now he's just boring. He pops up with some really dodgy joke that nobody finds remotely funny whatsoever. Everyone ignores him, and that's just his entire existence at the moment on the WWE. But yeah, he's been demoted to After Show, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to this new draft split, and that's why I thought it'd be a good idea to change our universe mode. But like I said, it's completely up to you guys. That is the poll on my Twitter page, so go over there. The link is in the description below to my Twitter page. Of course, go over there, vote on what you prefer to see. Sticking with this universe mode but merging the brands, or going for a brand new universe mode based on the new brands in real life WWE, and of course bringing in NXT as well. And of course, while you're over there, don't forget to follow my Twitter page as well. I don't tweet often, but I like to retweet a lot of really good wrestling news that I see and a lot of really good wrestling memes and that, so definitely worth it. But yeah, that's about it for I've got for you this evening, as I can't even talk properly at the moment. Of course, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do hit that like button. And of course, if you are new around here, be sure to hit that subscribe button as well for a lot more of WWE 2K16 footage. And of course, in a few months' time, WWE 2K17, and of course, all the other games I've got coming out as well. I've really gone over the top as well with my pre-orders on Amazon. So I think in a couple of weeks' time, No Man's Sky comes out, so I'll be doing a bit of that on there. And of course, I've got the Gibraltar Challenge with Football Manager and my Fallout 4 series going on as well. So yeah, be sure to check all that out. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.